Today, I'm going to work Espejo on picking me up off the fence. So I'm literally going to go and sit on the fence and want him to come up and sidle alongside me and present the middle of his back so that I could just swing my leg over his back and mount him someday. So that's not the most straightforward thing to ask a horse to do. It's relatively easy to get them to bring their head up to you, but to get them to swing their bodies around to where they're parallel to you and then move on past you, that's a little different. So that means I'm going to have the ability to move all 4 feet while I'm sitting on the fence. So the first thing I'm going to do is to work on getting him to move his hindquarters over before I actually get up on the fence. So the way I'm going to do that is to put pressure with the lead rope up alongside the side of his face. The pressure will be somewhat upward. So if I put the pressure on the left side of his face, I'd like him to move his hindquarters to his right. So now here I'm on the right side of his face, and he swings to his hindquarters left. That's just right. There he is. So this work is about as interesting as watching paint dry. In fact, one time when I was doing this with a client's horse, he was having troubles mounting him. He fired me. He thought he was paying me too much money to sit on the fence and pet his horse. But this is really interesting work. Like I said, having to move all 4 feet while you're not moving at all means that you've got a pretty high degree of communication going. Additionally, it's great preparation for many things that I'm going to find desirable down the road. It's very similar to the same moves a horse needs to understand when you want them to open and close a gate from their back. So that's just one example. But this is just another working horses on yielding. So as you can see, I've already gotten him to where he's taken a couple of steps to move his hindquarter to where his body is parallel with the fence that I'm sitting on. Now he's saying, "You want me to move those front feet?" It's like, well, that's a good try, buddy, but there was a hind foot. But now he's leaning to his right with his shoulder, so I'm trying to help him to understand that's not it. So this is going to have some edits in it where I take out the repetitions and leave in kind of the pertinent points that show signs of progress. So now what I'd like to try to do is, he is in fact parallel to the fence. I need to get him a little closer before I truly start to climb on his back from the fence. But this is a really good start. So now I'm going to try to get him to understanding to just move straight forward without swinging his body away from the fence. That has to be done with care. He, of course, understands to yield to the pressure on the halter and move his feet forward. But if I get too big there, he'll automatically move away. So I want to help set him up to doing it right. Then here, it's like, I want him to understand that this is a good deal. When he's in here close, he's going to get nice scratches and that sort of thing. Now here I'm swinging my leg out, so he just gets used to that idea that I'm going to approach him while sitting on the fence and even touch him. So he's got his head past my body now. He's really lined up the way I'm going to need him. So now I'm just swinging his hindquarters away from the fence because what I want to do is line him up to come in from the other direction. There he goes. So he's kind of pushing on the pressure there. So I don't want to yield to him. I want him to yield to me. There he goes. That was good. Ah, nice. Okay, so now he's done pretty well there. I'm going to once again start to see if I can get him to just walk straight up the lead rope. Now here I'm just using the tail of the rope towards his hindquarters to help get him the idea that he needs to climb in close to the fence there. So this is pretty normal. While you're asking them to come up the lead rope, that they'll start to swing their hindquarter away. So now here his excitement level is going up. And, I want to keep the pressure on so he doesn't learn that what I want him to do is raise his excitement level. There we go. I understand that he doesn't exactly know the answer, but it's all in finding a balance on how much pressure to put on, when to take it off. That's really an important question to ask oneself is, what am I rewarding for here? Definitely that. So he's clearly getting the idea that he needs to swing his hindquarters towards the fence. So now we'll go back to our work of walk straight up the lead rope. That's great. One little step there. That works. So you can see there I'm not holding him in place. He's got a long lead rope there. He's just staying because it's a good spot to be. So that really is the essence of making it the horse's idea. So here, that was a really good workout. We're going to call it a day.